iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Hey, it's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards. Get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. And I am very, very excited to tell you that my tiered visionary rankings will be up later today in the premium member forums on ScoutFantasy.com. Today, I unveil the quarterbacks and tight ends. Tomorrow, you will get the running backs and receivers. So let's talk about tiered rankings. I think this is very important. Okay, this is critically important to understand how to draft in tiers as opposed to regular rankings. And I think I really want to spend some time with this today to explain to you what I'm thinking about, okay? So firstly, I try to draft in tiers. So I'm just going to pick running backs for purposes of this discussion. David Johnson, Le'Veon Bell, LaShawn McCoy, Melvin Gordon, Jay Ajayi, Devonta Freeman, Jordan Howard, Ezekiel Elliott if he's not suspended. These are, to me, my top tier. I want one of these guys. Okay? I want a guy in the top tier. Now, within that tier, I have some preferences. Obviously, I like David Johnson more than I like Howard. I like Bell more than Freeman. I get that. But I want a guy in that tier. So I don't want to get stuck in the rankings. Well, I have Bell 2, but McCoy 3, so I'll take Bell. What happens is I say to myself, who's available in the tier? And I want to be comfortable with every player in that tier. So this is my tier of number one running backs, superstar running backs that can carry me. So do I like Johnson better than Howard? I do, but I put Howard in a first tier running back situation. At least I have a first tier guy. Also, when I'm checking off names, I can say, all right, Johnson's gone, Bell's gone, McCoy's gone, Gordon's gone. How many guys left in the tier? 3 or 4. Then when I get to my pick, all right, there's Ajayi, Freeman, Howard, and Ezekiel Elliott, I can weigh my options. Who do I like more? Who fits me best? I like all these guys kind of the same. Which is the guy I'm going to go to? All right, I'm going to go Jay Ajayi. Done. Do you see what I'm saying? That's the way I like to draft. That's the way I like to draft. I think it works a lot better that way. I do. I think it works a lot better that way. Because I don't get caught up in the fact that I don't have, oh my God, no, my number 13 player went, oh, Lamar Miller's 14. That must mean I may take Lamar Miller. No. Drafting is an art. Okay? Drafting is an art. So let me tell you something. I'm going to let you in on a secret. I use cheat sheets for one reason only. To cross out the names of the players taken. That's the only reason I use a cheat sheet. I know who I want to take. I know the guys. I know the player pool. But I need to keep track. Tom Brady, cross him out. Aaron Rodgers, been taken, cross him out. Drew Brees, cross him out. Now, do I say, well, Russell Wilson's 4th on my list, I must take him? Not necessarily. I'll say, oh, Brees, Rodgers, and Brady have gone. I like Wilson, Ryan, Cousins, Mariota. Who fits my team better? Or, let me tell you this, or there's 4 quarterbacks I like, and I don't need to take them because I've got 4 guys in the tier. and then I go elsewhere. Well, I've got 4 guys in my quarterback tier, but only 2 guys in my wide receiver tier. So let me take the 2 wide receivers, one of the 2. Do they really have to mow the lawn now? Come on, guys. Give me a break. Talking about tiered rankings here. This is important stuff. But what I do is I say there's 4 quarterbacks I like and only 2 receivers I like. Let me take a receiver here. Why? Because the chances are big that there won't be the receiver there on the way back when I pick again. Right? 2 less than 4. 2 could be gone. 4, 1 might still be there. So I use my tiers to weigh my options. How many guys left in a tier that I like? 6? Okay, I got 6 guys. I need one of the 6. I want you to learn how to draft this way. I think it's a game changer. I don't get caught up in specific rankings. And I'll tell you this. So this is also very important. If I go to Scout, so if we're on Scout Fantasy right now, and I go to my specific rankings, okay? And I say, well, I'm looking at rankings here, and I'm going to go to PPR running backs, okay? And I get here, and when I get to the page, you're going to look at numbers, right? So here I am in a PPR league, okay? And I see that Lamar Miller's number 24. Now, I've already gone out and said that Lamar Miller's a bust. I've already said Lamar Miller's a bust. Just because he's the next guy in my ranking doesn't mean I take him. It doesn't mean I take him. Do you understand the difference? Do you understand what I mean by that? Because I don't want to be a slave to my rankings. I don't want to be a slave to my rankings. Just because Lamar Miller is the 24th player on my list. So, I'm being quite honest with you now. I'm looking at Scout's rankings right here. Lamar Miller, 24. Derrick Henry, 25. So, I'm now picking in the 4th round. I'm not taking Lamar Miller because he's the next guy on my list. I'll say to myself, you know what? I don't like Lamar Miller. Maybe I can wait 2 or 3 more rounds and get Derrick Henry. That's what I'm going to do. So don't just go by your list. If you do that, you're being lazy. Being honest, you're being lazy. Secondly, you're relying on your list being good and being accurate. See, in my tiered system, I don't worry about my accuracy. I can make more mistakes in my accuracy, right? I can have 5 or 6 guys in my tier. If I get one of them, I just hope to pick the right one. If you go the next one down the list, you better make sure that guy's right. So I really want you to think about the tiered system, and that's why I did it that way. So you're going to be able to go to the member forums, and you're going to be able to click the link and see it. And here's how I did it, right? So for quarterbacks, I said my A tier, superstars. My B tier, guys I really like. My C tier, I can wait on quarterback if I take these guys. My D tier, I waited too long on quarterback. My E, desperate times call for desperate measures. And my F is no thanks. And I got a lot of guys listed on no thanks. But I am categorizing these guys on where they fall in my draft. Okay? That's how they fall. My tight end rankings, not dissimilar. Superstars. Guys I really like. If I wait on tight end, I could take these guys. Right? I waited too long on tight end. Desperate times, desperate measures, right? I told you that. Also, but I changed it up a little bit for running backs, superstars, guys I really liked. I also have there, right, young guns. Right? I want to give you guys, PPR guys I like. Guys in the middle rounds who I find interesting for one reason or another. I try to break the tiers down for you that way. Also, my wide receivers that I'm still working on. I have here, once again, superstars. We know that. Guys I like. My C, young hot shots. So, who goes into a young hot shot? A Josh Doxson goes into that. I'm changing Brashad Perriman because I misspelled his name. I can't even believe that. See, you got to go through your stuff. Got to go through your stuff and make sure you get it right. Because I don't want to send out, stuff that's not accurate. But I go through hot shots, young hot shots with upside, right? Guys that take a flyer. So under wide receivers, I have take a flyer. Kevin White, Tyler Lockett. Do we take flyers on these guys? Maybe we do, maybe we don't. But I give you a list here, and I'm looking at it now. The Kevin Whites, the Tyler Lockett's, the Marquise Goodwins, the Nelson Aguilar. So you know in your head, as you're drafting, Dr. Roto says, maybe I could take a shot on this guy. You need to know where they are. Rounds 1 through 5, I want sure things. Rounds 6 through 10, I want value. Right? Rounds 11 through 20, I got to take chances. Now, I don't want to be crazy, but I want to take chances. And I want to be aggressive when I need to be. I want to be aggressive when I need to be, and I want to back off when I have to. Okay? So these are things that you need to do. So I'm doing my best to try to help you guys out. I hope you like the visionary tiered rankings. I hope they help you. I do. I hope they help you from the bottom of my heart. These are the rankings that are in my head, and I try to give you a little blurb. Right? A quick thing. Tyler Lockett had a gruesome injury last season, but expected to bounce back. Just a quick hit. Right? Paul Richardson always gets injured, but really talented when he plays. He's always injured. He's always injured. But I want to give you something for everybody. Right? Just a little nugget. Just a quick little nugget to take with you in your draft. And you should know if I like a guy or not. Right? Brashad Perriman, dealing with a hamstring injury, so expect a slow start, but a good finish. So what does that mean? Dr. Roto likes him. I do like Perriman. I don't like him in the beginning part of the year, but I do like him at the end. I like him. When he's healthy, he should have a good season. And Joe Flacco is going to throw more than ever. Okay, so once again, those are my tiered rankings, and that is how we do it. Next, I want to talk about something important here. Odell Beckham Jr. Roto. One of my Roto children extraordinaire. Basically, his ankle injury is day-to-day. They're not sure whether he's going to play week 1. So let's discuss. Let's discuss. I think this is very important. Okay? People are going to panic. People are going to panic. They are going to say, oh my God, Beckham is going to miss a week. I'm going to drop him. I'm going to drop him. All right. Drop him. Drop him down your rankings if you need to. I'm not. I'm not going to drop him. So I lose 1 week? You're telling me I'm going to lose 1 week of Beckham? I'm still going to be okay. Because 12 weeks of Beckham is going to help my team out considerably. All right? So don't overreact. Most players miss a week. Most players miss a week. Now, if I was in Vegas right now and I had to bet on whether or not Beckham plays week 1, I say he plays. Week 1 is September 10th, is it not? What's today, the 24th? 1 week, 2 weeks. I mean, we're looking at 2 full weeks. I got to think he plays. I got to think he plays. I do. Now, if he doesn't, there's a small chance that may happen, but I think he plays. That said, if he falls to number 6, 7, 8 in your draft, scoop him up in 2 seconds. Scoop him right up. See, I tell you, I've said this before, I'll say it again. a red flag, right? An injury is a red flag. Two things. One, stay away. Or two, it's a buying opportunity. I'll never forget, years ago in fantasy baseball, a guy named Carlos Delgado was supposed to be out for a month or two. So I drafted him for $1. You know what? He came back a month early, and he still had like 30 home runs that year. So you got to believe. Odell Beckham Jr., you don't think he's going to have a dozen touchdowns? So maybe he doesn't do it week 1. So go with your fourth receiver. By week 2 against Detroit, he probably has 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, hello, it's the Lions. They stink. I mean, you think the Lions are going to cover Beckham? No way. So I just don't panic about that. Now, if a guy is going to miss 6 weeks, all right, I'll panic for 6 weeks. 4 weeks, yeah, I'm a little panicky. 2, not panicky. My guy's out for 2 weeks. I'm okay with it. Do you know why? Because I figured I drafted enough depth that I don't have to worry about it. So I'm not going to panic. And I don't want you to do either. Don't panic. So Beckham misses a week. BFD. Come on. It's 1 week. Most guys miss a week. It's expected. It's football. It's a rough sport. So don't overreact. Look, you want to take Julio Jones over him? Fine. You want to take Mike Evans? Okay. You want to take AJ Green? Aight. But I'm not taking Devonta Freeman over him. I'm not going to do it. That's just crazy. So, I mean, if Beckham falls to 7 or 8, so be it. I'm taking him 4. I'm going Johnson, Bell, Brown, Beckham. Boom. Maybe Julio. I can see the Julio argument. So Beckham should fall no more than 5. If you're starting to take Green and Evans over him, then, I think the guy did you a favor. I think the guy did you a favor. Everybody has a bad week, so Beckham just has his week 1. Big deal. So just relax. Don't panic. Trust the player's abilities. And of course, trust the visionary rankings. All right, here's what else I want you to trust. I want you to trust me when I tell you to go to play to ffwc.com. And if you go right now, there's an online draft, the World Championship online draft this Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern, today. It's a heavy hitter lineup here. Wow. So we have a thing where you click more info and you see who's in your league. Every team, every player in this league has won at least 3 contests and a payout of $1,000 or more, or has won at least 5 contests with a cumulative total payout of $2,500 or more. Chad Schrader, Kimmer Schleicher, Frankie Fantasy, everybody in this one. Big, heavy hitters. That's a nice draft. That's a Dr. Roto type of draft. I love being in drafts like that. Who knows what's going to happen, but I like to see it. Seriously, I like to see it. I do. I love to see people step up and step into these leagues. And look, will I win these leagues? I don't know. I don't know whether I'll win that league, but I love competing. I was in one of the leagues last year. It was Chad and Brad Cruz and Kimra. I came in second. And that league, sadly enough, AJ Green went down. I think I would have won that league if AJ Green didn't get hurt. I was one AJ Green from winning that league. Lost it by 70, 80 points. I think that was AJ Green right there. But you know what? I was happy to be where the best players are playing. That's why I play at FFWC. And I hope you do too. All right, time now to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. Back with much more tomorrow. It's fantasy football time. I'm Dr. Roto, wishing you a great day. Be well. Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!